writes a book called 11 Rules for Life. It sounds a little bit like the 10 Commandments, like the 7 deadly sins. He talks about the stories of the prophets from a psychological angle. And many young men latch onto him because he has one message for young men: be responsible, be prophetic, stay away from what the prophets have been telling us to stay away from for years and decades and generations. People latched onto him, and then in the recent Palestine crisis, he showed his true colors, telling a certain politician to send them to hell or to give them hell. Why did people latch on and attach themselves to this figure? Millions and millions of young men around the world, tens of millions, watching his lectures, attending his talks, buying his books. And then came another man, Andrew Tate. More popular, more fancier, the B-Tech version of Jordan Peterson. And again, tens of millions of young men attached themselves to him, admired his abilities to gather wealth and women in quick manner. What is it? Why is it so many watching his videos, reading his books, reading his articles, seeing his podcasts, wanting to be like him? There is only one explanation for this phenomenon. It is that this generation is hungry for a role model. And because we don't have the Prophet ﷺ alive with us today, talking in podcasts and doing speaker tours and writing articles and running around, many of us, in our amnesia and our short-term memory, we have forgotten what he really was like. The solution to our crisis, the crisis of masculinity, the crisis of role models, is to revive the original role model, not to invent a new one. Every role model that we take today will have their deficiencies. But the length to which they will help us improve our lives depends on how close they are to the persona and the personality and the character of the best of creation, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What does it mean to love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? For many of us, loving the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a birthday ritual, a once a year commemoration, once in a while celebration. It is something that we do with our clothing, something that we do as an occasional thing now and again to pay tribute to him. But how did the Prophet ﷺ himself define love for the Prophet? Because we can't talk about the character of the Prophet, we can't talk about imitating his character until we talk about what comes first. First, we have to love him more than we love ourselves. The Prophet ﷺ informs us in a hadith collected by Imam al-Tirmidhi, min ashaddi ummati hubban li. The most severe of my ummah, my people, the most severe of them in their love for me, the ones who love me the most, nasun yakununa ba'di, people who will come long after I've passed away. Yawaddu ahaduhum law yu'ti ahlahu wa malahu bi an yarani. There are people who would be willing to give up their family and their children and their wealth just for the chance to see me, to see me with their naked eyes. Imam al-Tirmidhi also narrates from the hadith of Bilal ibn al-Harith radiyallahu anhu. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, "Man ahya sunnatan min sunnati qad umitat ba'di." Whoever revives one of my practices, one of my character traits that was dead after me, فَإِنَّ لَهُ مِنَ الْأَجْرِ مِثْلَ مَنْ عَمِلَ بِهَا. You will get the reward of reviving something which has died. مِنْ غَيْرِ أَنْ يَنْقُصَ مِنْ أُجُورِهِمْ شَيْئًا. And people you inspire to revive that act of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you will get their reward as well, and nobody will lose their reward. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, لا يؤمن أحدكم. None of you have complete faith. حتى أكون أحب إليه من ماله وولده والناس أجمعين. Until he loves me more than himself and his family and all of humanity. What is the greatest route to loving the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam? It is learning about who he was. And if we want to ensure that our children don't get attracted and attached to the next Jordan Peterson or the next Andrew Tate or the next B-Tech personality on the internet, then we have to make them attached to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we have to attach ourselves to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that will only happen through one action. Through one action and one action only. And that is for every one of us sitting in this room, and every person hearing this on the internet, and every person who will hear this until their grave. So often we hear that the earliest Muslims would complete the recitation of the Quran every month. But there is another practice we need to revive in our families, which is reciting and reading the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Every month, every 2 months, every 3 months, every 4, every 5, it doesn't matter. To mention his name in the gathering, to teach our children to send salat and salam upon him. These practices, if they die, there will be a huge vacuum in the lives, in our lives. A vacuum which will only be filled by another personality, another celebrity, another rich person, another businessman, another tycoon, another historic figure, and it will not hold the place of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because the love of him has disappeared. The love of the Prophet is not a ritual. It is not something you force somebody to do at gunpoint. Love the Prophet or else. That is not how it works. But if somebody is to learn who he was, the love comes automatically. And if there is a deficiency in that love, it is because we have not known who he was. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam one day says to his companions, I am missing my brothers. I want to see my brothers, ikhwani. So his companion said to him, aren't we your brothers? He said, Lastum ikhwani, antum ashabi. You are not my brothers, you are my companions. Ikhwani qawmun ya'tuna min ba'di, lam yarawni. My brothers are people who came long after I died. They never saw me, but they follow me and they try to relive what I left behind. If we think of love of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the first way to live the character of the Prophet in the 21st century, the first duty we have towards the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is to be the shield of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the Battle of Uhud, as arrows were raining down from the sky, a small group of 7 to 8 companions of the Prophet, they made themselves shields to protect the Prophet ﷺ from any damage, any harm. Today, the Prophet ﷺ himself has passed away. But there are arrows that still rain, trying to harm him, trying to attack him, trying to slander him, trying to slander his character. And there is nobody left to defend him except you and me. We all remember the Charlie Hebdo cartoons in France. We remember the cartoons and animations that were drawn in Denmark. We remember the comics, the mocking, the attacks on his personality, on his character that have been made across the world. What can we do to defend him? I'm going to ask all of you this question. What can we do to defend the character assassination of the Prophet?
The Prophetic Path, all rights reserved. Copyright note. This video features unique editing, subtitles, and creative production by the Prophetic Path. While the original audio belongs to the respective speakers, the final edited version is our intellectual property. Reuse warning. Unauthorized re-uploading, downloading, or redistributing this video on any platform, YouTube, Facebook, etc., is strictly prohibited and may lead to a copyright strike. We encourage you to share the original video link to spread the message of Islam. Final message. Our content is designed for dawah and education under fair use guidelines. Let us respect the effort of creators and the wisdom of our scholars. If you enjoyed this reminder, please subscribe and share the original link. Re-uploading our edited content is not permitted.